Before I begin this video, I have to take a drink of my coffee. Pardon me. This subject here is one that I can consider or should consider being maybe controversial. Not that subjects in time past that I have presented here have not been, but this one sort of strikes a nerve with me, and I'm sure it strikes a nerve with many men across the board. And the subject is simply women that are gold diggers. Now, we know traditionally when we hear the term gold digger, we're talking about women who use men for the purpose of obtaining favors, obtaining finance, obtaining material goods, as it were. Now, this is not good. There is a psychosis, a mental problem when a woman, I'm not going to say it's labeled as, but when she actually is a gold digger. Now, let me tell you what I mean. When you meet a young lady, and I'm going to say young lady regardless of the age period, that's just the way I am. I'm from the South. So when you meet a young lady and you're drawn to her by personality, her outward beauty, or whatever it is that attracts you to her, you begin some dialogue, some conversation. You may even go out, even start dating. One of the flags that should automatically go up in your head, and not that you should be paranoid at the outset, but one of the flags that should automatically go up in your head should be the one is when she starts to ask you on a recurring basis for things, and more specifically for money or money favors, and begins to give you many sob stories and circumstances that she's either in or has been in. So we have to understand oftentimes that when we are in relationships, or we're starting out in a new found relationship or potential relationship for that matter, the other party is trying to give you the best picture of them that they can possibly give. They're trying to paint a picture and or story of them so that you see them a certain way or in a certain light. They don't want you to know the real them, especially when they are up to something. So with that said, when a woman wants something from you, don't believe that you are the first fish that she thought she has caught in the net. You're not the first. She's probably not trying it on you. She's probably done it more than once before. So when a woman tells you that, oh, I lost my job, my children, are upset because their dad left and he left us with debt. He left us with no money. He took my car. He closed the bank account down. And I lost my job, but I'm still putting in applications. Or I'm in between jobs right now. Or I had to move into a hotel or an efficiency or a one bedroom until I get back on my feet. Is there anything wrong with these particular answers? Not at all. However, there's something wrong with those answers when they have been scripted and you really have some other issues beneath that. So my feelings about the woman who does these types of things. Oftentimes when a woman feels like she should get something from a man and that she's not in love with that man for the man's personality and for his intellectual prowess and what have you, when she wants something materialistic, it's not going to last. It is not going to be a relationship that's going to be sustainable, especially if that man is not an individual that is a gullible man or naive man. If he is an intelligent man, he has good sense, and he is a man that is settled in his mind about what he wants in life and where he's going in life, he's not going to tolerate that, especially for long, once he realizes the game. So the problem that the woman has is security. The woman doesn't believe in herself. In some instances, there are women that don't want to work. They don't want to get out and provide for themselves. Oftentimes, it's a problem that society has created. They've made women think that women should be catered to hand and foot. That's not true. Women should play a role in society being built. And that role is not having your hand out in a relationship, wanting everything to come to you and you give nothing in return. If I go out to dinner, this is a hypothetical situation. Let's say I just met someone, a female, and we go out to dinner. And I go in my pocket to pay for dinner. No problem. As a man, that's what I do. Let's say we go out to dinner or lunch, a second, a third date. I go in my pocket, I pay for the lunch or the dinner. And let's say it's the third and the fourth and the fifth time I'm going in my pocket to pay for the dinner. I'm just saying this. Every once in a while, she should offer to pay. This assumption and this presumption that I'm supposed to do that is a fallacy. It's not supposed to be that way. She needs to be, as a partner that is, or a potential partner, on some common ground with myself and say, well, sweetheart, I have it this time. And if she's sincere about it, I'm going to see that as her, stepping up to the plate, so to speak, and showing that she has concern for me and does not want to drain my resources every single time we go out, even if I have the means to do it. I could have all of the money in the world, but at least offer me your services and allow me to turn it down if that's what I want to do. But don't think and don't believe that every single time we go somewhere, I go in my pocket and I pull my money out to take care of you and myself, and you cannot at least offer it. There's a difference if the situation were, and I understood it in advance, that you had no income. That would be understood right off the bat. But if you do have income, and I'm understanding that to be the case, then you should offer as well. And in my particular situation, if it were me in that scenario that I laid out, I would probably deny her from paying the bill, but at least offer to pay the bill once in a while. They call it Dutch, I think. Let's do Dutch. So whatever you call it, Dutch or something else, it doesn't matter. The point is still the same. I pay sometimes, you pay sometimes. When you offer to pay and I say, never mind, sweetheart, I've got it, that's different. But for you to assume that every time that we go out to eat, or we go out to the movies, or we go out anywhere where finances are involved that I'm going to go in my pocket and you make no attempt to assist me, then we are unbalanced already. So that may be the sign of a gold digger. Now, I'm at home. Let's say we're not living together, and I'm at my home and you're at your home, and you call me on the phone, and you start a casual conversation for a few minutes, and then you cut right to the chase and say, do you have $50 on you? And this is someone that I just met. This is a scenario again, okay? Hypothetically speaking. Do you have $50 so I can pay my phone bill, or I need it for my utilities before it shut off? I hate to bother you. This kind of stuff. Okay. Oh, sure, baby. Sure, honey. I have $50. When do you need it? They called me yesterday, or I got a notice yesterday. All right. I'll take care of it. So I go over to her house. I give her the money in cash, or money order, or whatever the case is, whatever she needs, and that's done. Fast forward a week later, or even a few days later, we're out somewhere at the store. You know, we're holding hands. My hand's probably around her waist, and we're probably just out at the mall or what have you. For whatever reason, I'm going to shop for something, or we're even at the grocery store, and then she said, oh, would you get this for me? Nothing wrong with that in and of itself. Okay, no problem. Fast forward another 7 days, 14 days. She calls me on the phone again, and we're still not living together. We said, hey, what you doing today? I thought we'd probably go out to a movie. You want to go to a movie? She's not paying. Said, oh yeah, I'm available. What would you like to go see? He said, I just saw something, in my phone, or I saw it on the news, or I just saw it in the commercial that there's a new movie out, and since you like such and such a thing, and I like it as well, I thought you would probably want to go see it. Okay, go pick her up. We go to the movies. And once we arrive at the box office or at the movie theater, if she goes in her purse to pay for the tickets, she's probably a keeper. Probably. But don't be deceived. But once we get there, and don't forget the fact that she's the one who brought the movies up in the first place. But once we get there and we're standing at the counter where we're supposed to pay for the tickets, and she looks at me and she doesn't go in her purse or her pocket, she might just be a gold digger. So if you find, in other words, these recurring situations in that same relationship, where every other day, every week, she's asking you for money to pay a bill. She's even asking you for money in general. Do you have $10 on you, sweetheart? She may be a gold digger. Or you might go out shopping for yourself, and she said, oh, can I ride with you? Now, you know you're going for yourself. Let's say I went out, scenario again, hypothetically speaking, I'm going to go out shopping for me some shoes. So she just wanted to go. In general, there's nothing wrong with that. So she goes shopping with me. And I say, honey, what do you think about these brown leather shoes? Well, let's go with my suit. Or these black shoes. And she said, oh, I think you should get this. And then she sort of finagles her way over to the women's clothing. He said, oh, baby, what do you think about these jeans? Would you like these on me? Could you get these for me? And what about this top right here? Okay, could you get this for me? Now, if we have a relationship that's established already and we're actually dating, I could see that. But she might be a gold digger. So once again, not to beat up on women, and once again, not to say or assume that they are a gold digger. The point of the matter is this: if you meet someone, men, if you meet a woman, and she's constantly asking you for financial favors. She's constantly asking you for money. She's constantly asking you to buy her something or to pay a bill of hers. And you have been with one another for, let's say, 3 to 6 months. And this has been the norm. And she does not reciprocate. In other words, she does not offer to pay any of your bills or to pay a bill when you go out to eat and you go out on a regular basis. She might just be a gold digger. And she's a gold digger because, again, she doesn't know any better. And sometimes they do know better. But speaking of the woman who's a gold digger who doesn't know any better because she does not have the wherewithal, she does not have the fortitude to be independent. She's afraid of being by herself and trying to manage her own life. So she wants to use the resources of a good, strong man to carry her. And if, peradventure, you were to leave her, she's going to have her periscope up and looking for someone just like you. The cycle never ends. It's going to be on to the next guy that I can use because I don't have the confidence in myself to pay my own bills. I don't have the confidence in myself to be a decent, upstanding individual who is responsible with finances. I'm not responsible at this time in my life, and she probably never will be. And so she sustains her life. Her sustenance comes from every willing individual that comes along. And when they find out what she's up to, doesn't make her the worst person in the world, mind you. But when they find out what she's up to, either they're going to tolerate it because they don't care and they like the female companionship and the sex and so forth, or they're going to come to their senses and say, this is over. Time out. I'm not going to allow you to continue to use up my resources and you're not going to return it in kind to me. So those are the traits of a gold digger. A woman who has the intent and or the purpose of getting your money out of your pocket and her giving you nothing or little in return. And the same is true with women who go to bars looking for men. I've heard women say it many times before in the past, and they consistently say this. It is a mindset. I'm going to find me a man with money. That's a gold digger. Right off the bat, there's nothing to think about. That's what that woman is. If you say that I'm going to find me a man with money, or I'm going to go find me a rich man, you are indeed a gold digger, and you have compromised your sexuality. You have compromised your dignity and your respect for yourself in return for filthy lucre, as the Bible calls it, money, for a monetary gain. And it's not too short of being a prostitute, to be honest. So if a woman is out there asking a man on a daily basis for money, and she has the physical ability to provide for herself, and she just won't, she's just not willing to do it, I'm not going to say she might be a gold digger. She is a gold digger. But she's not also too far from being a prostitute. Prostitute doesn't necessarily equate to someone standing on a corner wearing scantily clad clothing or an escort service. A prostitute is anyone, male or female, but I'm talking about women right now. A prostitute is a woman that will compromise her body for material benefit. However subtle the benefit is, you don't have to say, well, if you buy me this, I'll let you have sex with me. It doesn't even have to be that blatant. It can be, hey baby, you coming over tonight? Let's stop at the grocery store. Let's stop at the mall first, and then we can come back to my place. It's the same difference. I'm sorry, this might be hard for some people to digest, but it's a reality. It is a fact of life. There are many, many women out here that are just like I just described. It's unfortunate, And that's across the board. It runs the whole gamut. Black, white, Asian, Latino, it doesn't matter. Women use men for money every single day. Rich, poor, mediocre men, it doesn't matter. It happens every single day. But I want to say this before I close. Women, you don't have to be that way. Ladies, you don't have to be that way. You are the crowning jewels of the earth. The Almighty created you to be that helpmeet to men, not to be a man's footstool, not to be a man's property, not to be a man's crowning glory as it relates to sex, not to throw yourself around to every, excuse my expression, Tom, Dick, and Harry you run into. That's not your purpose. That's not what you're for. You need to be loved. You need to find you someone who loves you, for yourself, I should say, for who you are. But you have to establish who you are as well. Don't try to pretend to be someone under the guise of this certain individual, and behind that individual is an agenda. Be 100%. Keep it 100, as they say. So ladies, when you're looking for a man, when you're looking for a decent man, make sure that you're a decent woman. And how you establish yourself as a decent woman is to look at it from this viewpoint. Don't do to that man what you wouldn't want done to you. If you want him to be honest and upright, straightforward with you, and treat you with the greatest of respect, it has to be the same. It has to be mutual, because you can't put two negatives together. You can't put two positives together oftentimes. You have to see things the same. So if you want to be treated as gold, you have to treat the other person as gold as well. That's all I'm saying. So my question to you, are you a gold digger? This is Brother Teacher. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and share. And I will be interested in knowing if you're honest enough to say whether or not you are a gold digger, or men or ladies even, if you know someone that is a gold digger, be it a friend, be it a relative. So long.